Hey guys, Natasha Tessier. Welcome to my channel. I am a realtor here in the Houston area. Thank you for tuning in. I was born and raised in the great state of Texas. I love it here. Born and raised in Houston. My whole family's pretty much still here. I am a solo agent. That means I don't have a team. You don't get here and get handed off to 10 different people. I only have two girls that help me. One helps me show houses when I get really busy and as you're trying to narrow things down. And then the other one is just my paperwork queen that keeps me straight. So when you work with me and these two ladies, but a lot of these YouTubers have teams or aren't licensed and you just get into a round robin. Whoever picks up the phone gets the next deal. When you call, you're going to talk to me or one of my two girls. So anyway, today I wanted to go over the top 5 ways to save money when buying a house in Texas. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Natasha Tessier. I am so glad that you're here. I would love to know where you're watching from. So please comment below. Tell me where you're from. Maybe you're thinking about moving here. Maybe you're not sure. I would love to get to know you. So today I wanted to talk about 5 ways to save money when purchasing a home here. And there are a lot of different things that we can do, a lot of things to think about. So I'm just going to go through them and try to help you guys figure out the ways that you can do that. So the first thing I'm going to tell you to think about is HOA and taxes. So I have a property tax video here. You can go watch it and learn all about the property taxes. We do have a large homestead exemption that was just passed for $100,000 for under 65 and $110,000 over 65. My video goes through what all that means, but we don't have a state income tax. So most of you watching from all over, some of my California clients are up to 10 and 12% of their state income goes back to the state. We don't have that. When I lived in Alabama, I think it was like 5 or 7%. So our property taxes do seem high, but you have to take out the fact that we're not paying any of our income to the state of Texas. So keep that in mind, but they can be as low as 1.4, 1.5, all the way up to 3.3, 3.5. Now, the ones that are at that high end of 3.5 or 3.3, they're going to go down over time. What happens is these developers buy land, they put in the infrastructure, and then they pay that off over time. Or actually, I should say the homeowners pay that off over time and the rate slowly decreases. When I used to live in Wood Trace, I think the rate was like 3.5 or 3.6. I think it's now might even be below 3, 2.9, somewhere in that range. So it's gone down significantly over time over the past 5-7 years. So keep that in mind, but you can help save money by thinking about that. So I always tell people, worst case scenario, take what you paid for the house. They don't usually put it up that high, but they can, and then calculate that out. So let's just say you have a $500,000 house. Okay. And you're in a 1.5% bracket. Okay. That's going to be $7,500, right? In taxes. But if you're at 3%, then you're talking $15,000. That's almost double. Obviously the rate's double. So the price is double. So keep that in mind. As far as HOAs, if you're going to live in an HOA, which here I would say 99% of the people do, unless you're on large acreage unrestricted. And the reason they're there is to do things like make sure your neighbor can't paint their house pink or people mow their lawn or whatever. Usually they're not really a nuisance, but they can be. So, but most of the prices are like on the low end, $600-700 for an older community up to, I think Audubon's at $1,800. This is annually, but that's because they mow your lawn. So just keep that in mind. But HOA, I would just tell people on average about $100 a month is kind of average. Okay, so let's move on to number 2, and that is going to be the time of year that you buy the house. Okay, so right now we are in today's November. That is the best time, November, December, January, generally speaking. However, we had a pretty bad summer here as far as sales. My new construction had a pretty bad summer, so they are really incentivized. The deals that I've gotten from my clients in the past 2 months is insane. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. But because we had such a bad summer and they have all this inventory sitting there, my new construction are very, very motivated to get people in there. So I feel like this fall has been a lot better than past. But generally speaking, November, December, January, February is kind of a dead time for real estate. So it's a good time to be a buyer if you can make that line out. Not everybody can. it just kind of depends on your situation. Some people have to wait for schools to end in May. Some people have to wait for a job transfer. But if you can, that is always better. Okay, the next thing is to go after a house that needs a little bit of TLC. So when you're thinking about that, a lot of people don't want to do that. And believe me, I've done it and I don't love it. So, but if you're one of those people that, you're handy, you can do things yourself, or you enjoy remodeling, if you get a really good deal on a house that needs a facelift, then you'll have a lot of equity in that house. Now, you have to get a good deal on it, but a lot of people can't see past that. So they can't visualize what the house could look like. And so then it sits and then the value goes down, and then you can get a really good deal on those, go put a little bit into it, but that has to be your thing. Again, I have flipped one house and one house only. I did not like it. It is not for me. It stressed me out. It turned out really cute, but it just was not, I didn't enjoy it, but some people do. So that's another way that you can save, is find a house that needs a lot of TLC. Okay, another way that you can save is to shop lenders. Okay, so I'm going to kind of make this twofold. We're going to shop lenders, and we're going to look at previously built inventory homes by builders. Okay, so this is a big one. First, shopping lenders. Every time you go to new construction, they're going to say, well, if you use our lender, we're going to give you $10,000. I have so many buyers that call me and they say, Natasha, she was going to do this deal just for me and it's $40,000 off. Can you believe it? I have to do it. And I have to tell them, they're telling everybody who comes through the door the same thing. They're not going to do just for you type of deal. Are they motivated? Yes. But are they saying the same thing to everybody who comes through the door? Yes. Whether that means, oh, we're going to put in a great water filtration system free just for you if you buy today. Okay. If there's any sort of pressure like that, buy today, sign today, walk away. You do not need pressure. You're not buying a handbag. I tell my clients this all the time. You're buying a house. So there should not be pressure into buying this house. Now, we also can't drag it out and hold on to the house and not sign our contracts and not pay money, because there are other people coming to look every weekend and they don't want to hold it up. But within reason, you should feel like you have the time to do that. So you want to shop the lenders, because all builders have a lender that they're associated with. It might be in-house, it might be Cornerstone, whatever. And they say they're going to give you these good deals, and then they turn around on that fee sheet and they charge you the 10 grand that they promised off. Now, not always, but go to a private lender as well. I have several great ones, and they're going to be honest with you, and they're going to tell you, hey, that builder is giving you a really good deal. You need to take it, or look at all these fees. You're going to end up way better if you come with us. So shop your lenders, okay? And then shop your homeowner's insurance. I'm doing that right now because mine came back and it's $1,200 higher annually. I've already gotten it back down with better. I just had to shop around. I have brokers that I can hand you to, and they will shop it for you, and they will tell you the pros and cons of a higher deductible, a lower deductible. Do you have, wind and hail coverage? Mold, water intrusion, all those things. And then you kind of weigh that out and go with the best thing for you and your family, but shop that around. So you want to make sure that you shop lenders, shop your rates and all those things. And then let's talk about inventory versus building. Okay. A lot of people love to come and build, and sometimes that's the only thing that works with your timeline, and that's okay. Or you want exactly what you want and you plan to stay there a long time. That's okay. I have somebody building a new Perry. We just signed the paperwork. I have somebody else building a David Weekley. I have 2 Westons. I'm going to meet them at the design center. I already met the David Weekley. We went through and tried to select everything and where the light switches are going. All those things, we've already done it. And I'm happy to help. I used to be a designer. I'm happy to go to the design meeting with you and kind of tell you my thoughts and what I think you should spend your money on and what is not worth it. But if you are more flexible and you can buy an inventory home, I would say on average, it's at least 10% cheaper. So for example, there's a house that one of my clients is building. It's costing $400,000, but the same exact house is being sold for $360,000. Same waterfront, same everything. Okay. So they're paying $40,000 more for the same exact house. So yes, if they stay there a long time and they get their equity, they're going to be fine. And we talked about that. And they're getting exactly what they want and their timeline works better for them. But if they're going to try to turn around in a year or two and they've paid $40,000 more than the neighbors paid, that will become an issue for them. So you have to think about that. I am getting the most amazing deals on my inventory. Like, it's crazy to me because my clients come to me and they say, okay, well, I got this and I'm so excited. And I'm like, oh my gosh, don't discuss the price with the sales rep. Let me do that. That's my job. Let's go find the house. Tell me what you want. And then we're going to push them in every category we can push them in until we get what we want. So please, this leads to my fifth and final thing. Take an agent with you. I have people all the time. No, you don't have to pay us. Even with the new rules, all my builders are paying me. And they're paying me well because they know I'm going to bring them buyers. So take an agent with you. It will save you money no matter what. And they're going to tell the same incentives and things to everybody. And then we're going to go in with a different backdoor offer. So if you have a good agent that can go in and run the comps and say, I actually had a lady call me yesterday and she's using a friend or a family friend or whatever. They haven't run comps and they're telling her she has to sign in 24 hours. We're not doing that. So, especially in this market. Now, if this flips and we have a seller's market and there's wait lists and all this thing, okay, I can get it. But in this market, they will do anything for a buyer. So we are going to push and push and push until they say, that's it. We're going to let the house go to somebody else. Then we know we're at our bottom line. So let that agent go in and fight for you. And there are so many things we can fight for. You have to figure out what's included in your new home. Are there gutters around the house? Are you getting blinds? Can you throw in a washer, dryer, and fridge? Is there hardware on the cabinetry? Do you have automatic garage door openers? I mean, there's so many little things that some of these builders cut out that you think. One of my clients is dealing with a sprinkler issue and a moratorium out in Willis Conroe area, and we're navigating through that. So take a realtor with you who is going to help you save money and have your back when things come up. So those are my 5. Really, I think there were 6 things to saving money when buying a house. I hope that was helpful. I would love to get to know you. Reach out anytime, days, nights, weekends. I'm always here to help you, and I hope you have a blessed day.